Today we're going to be going over the 2025 San Antonio Regional Championships. It was crazy, and I'm actually a little sad to say I was supposed to be at this regional, but due to health complications, I wasn't able to make it. But I still want to review it, kind of talk about it. I am here in Texas, so it would have been the closest one to me. Maybe something will happen in the future where I can attend one. But for now, let's just review and see what could have been. So it was played with 602 players. Obviously, it's regulation set G. And let's look at the number one team. Justin Tang won first place, going 9-2. And a little bit about this player, they actually have a really good reputation. They've won two regionals in the same, I think, even like year. It was like one regional they won, then a couple or one passed in between, and they won another one. So they're three-time regional champion at this point, and they're mad young. I feel like they might be the next Wolfe in the situation where like Wolfe now has 10 regional championships. This person has been killing it, and they have 3 regional championships, and they're young. I mean, they've only been competing since my understanding is 2022 to 2023 year. So for them to be 3 years in Masters and being, at this level is really cool. I believe those championships were in Masters. I'm not sure if they have been playing in seniors and then moved up to Masters. There's a little bit of confusion. I try to look it up online, but there's not really any specification on if that's the case. And I wasn't following VGC back in 2022 to 2023, so I'm not sure if they were in seniors already. But we're going to break down their team. And honestly, their team is exactly the same team as second place. And variations of 6th, 7th place. Then it kind of goes a little crazy. But Zamazenta right now has been killing the format. But Justin Tang used Ice Rider, which they hinted at on their YouTube channel. This is their YouTube channel. I'm going to leave a link down in the description below. This horse is not washed. It's dominating LATAM regionals. So, as you can see, they kind of give you an example of what they think is good. They have a lot of cool videos. I watched this video kind of talking about his experience and why they took a little bit to make a channel after they won those regionals. They're also a fellow Sneasler believer, so, nice to know. Anyway, Justin Tang's team. Let's look at the open team sheet. It's a very simple concept, but he executed it super well. So obviously we have Urshifu Water, Terror type Water, Surging Strikes, Close Combat, Taunt, Detect. Taunt is really good. I've not seen that run normally, but it shuts down Amoonguses. It shuts down things that you don't want to set up like that. It's a really nice set. Roaring Moon was kind of like the new kid on the block because it has not had a lot of success. But the Dragon Dark typing is really good in the restricted right now. The only thing that it's not that good into would be those Ice Calurexes. But, you have other things on the team to support you, kind of like those Landorus, kind of like that Ogre Palm Heart Flame. Let's look now at the Amoongus, which plays a really good support, piece here. We have Landorus on the team, so the whole team is just cohesive in the way that it deals damage and how it supports each other. Cali Ice, so it was running the ability to do Trick Room or Tailwind, which is super important. Speed control is super important on good winning teams. If you can do both, then that's when you have some success. You don't necessarily have to need to put up the Trick Room to be good in Trick Room, but you will need to be able to put up Tailwind to keep up with your opponent. So they have both modes. And then the Ogre Palm Heart Flame. As it comes down to like sets, the Urshifu, super common, like I said. The only thing that's different is Taunt. Roaring Moon, we have not seen a lot. So Terra Flying is super important because once it uses the booster energy, Acrobatics hits really hard. Knockoff is a good stab dark type move. No dragon moves, which was interesting to me. But in a meta like we have right now, Dragon is not necessarily super important. Even Pokemon like Miraidon, they have Draco Meteor to KO some things, but they're really using electric type moves and even fairy type moves to knock out their opponents. Koraidon is using, fighting in fire type moves. It's tearing into a fire to take advantage of that sun. So as you can see, the top new dragons aren't even there. Mungus, Covert Cloak, makes a lot of sense. It can't be faked out. Rage, Powder, Spore, Pollen Puff, Protect. Its Regenerator ability and Terra Fairy make it really good. I love the Terra Fairy, something that I had on one of the teams I was trying out. If you see a Draco Meteor coming from anybody, Terra Fairy and then Rage Powder, you draw away that move. It does nothing to you. It's a wasted turn for them, and then you capitalize. We have Landorus with a Life Orb, Sheer Force, Terra Water, Protect, Sludge Bomb, Earth Power, and Sand Shear Storm. I like the set on it. I personally wouldn't be running 2 Earth type moves, although I know it's for Wide Guard. I would probably pick another thing, maybe like Terra Blast to have that little extra coverage with the water. But it's the winning set, so who am I to go against it? Kali Ice with Clear Amulet, super important since this is a physical version. You know, Kali Shadow is a special version. The ice one is physical. It is necessary for it not to lose any of its attack, and with Incineroar being so prevalent in this meta, you really want to just cover yourself for that, and that's what Clear Amulet does. It's really good. Glacial Lance, High Horsepower, Protect, Trick Room. I really love the set. Usually you will see Kali Ice be running Terra Fire. This one was Terra Fairy, and it helped out a lot, as you guys saw. And I really like the set. I think if I run Kali Ice in the future, I will be running Kali Fairy. Ogerpalm, Heartflame, obviously, with Terra Fire, because that's all you can do with the mask. Ivy Cudgel, Horn Leech, Follow Me, Spiky Shield. The previous Ogerpalm that was in top was Woodhammer, but I personally run Horn Leech because there's so many Pokemon that are weak to grass that you can draw in some extra life and just keep that Ogerpalm around and alive. And if for some reason there is a boost from opponents' Rillabooms on the field, you do that much extra damage onto them. This team is super solid. Again, this was Justin Tang's win. I see them going farther than they already have, becoming maybe a 4-time, 5-time champion within the next year or so. And honestly, I know it's early, but I believe that they might be the ones to win Worlds this year with their kind of, in their own words, well, in my words, kind of what I'm seeing from them, this is their redemption arc. In that video, they talked about how they went through lows and highs and how after winning, it wasn't necessarily easy because then you have this expectation to keep on winning, and he had some rough goes. But now that he's back at winning and he's been kind of focused on this as full-time, doing more YouTube stuff, I see them kind of just potential through the moon, and can't wait to see more from them. They've obviously now qualified for Worlds, so I don't know if we will hear more from them. On to talking about the rest of the regulation. Let's go now into Tang. Again, really similar team. I believe it's exactly the same. Yeah, it looks exactly the same team. And actually they are friends, and it was kind of funny. They were saying the Tang finals. See Dawi, we've seen them before. They were really high in Baltimore. I think they got 4th place there. Now they got 3rd place here. Their team is bulk. Like, I don't know what else to see. The way they played, it was really good too. Dundozo with Terra Dragon, Wave Crash, Yawn Fissure. There was one play where they were asleep. They were put to sleep. They wake up, which was like a 1-turn wake up, so it was already rare. And then they hit the Fissure that turn and end up annihilating Justin in the first game because of that play. It was super crazy. So don't count out your Dandozos. Now, obviously, they're easily countered with, for example, anything that can kind of status them and let you just chip them away slowly. But, I mean, they're really hard to take out because of leftovers. This one obviously has Oblivious, Protect, Wave Crash, Yawn, Fissure, like I mentioned. Terra Dragon seems really niche, but I also understand because Dragon has a lot of resistances, but they share some of the same resistances except for like Grass and Electric, but I can see where it goes there. Rocky Helmet on Tinglu with Vessel of Ruin, Terra Fairy, Protect, Ruination, Stealth Rock, Sand Tomb. Interesting that they're running Stealth Rock. You don't see that a lot in VGC, but You see it here, and it was, interesting to see at least. And the Rocky helmet really just kind of let people chip at it since it is so bulky. Cali Shadow, you normally see that. Terra Dark, Protect, Astral Barrage, Psychic Substitute. Um, Really interesting set. Psychic, as you can see, could be really good on this Pokemon. That's normally what they run as a secondary. I know some people are starting to run other things, but it's basically your tried and true set, except it doesn't have Draining Kiss like you see sometimes, and it's not Terra Fairy. Ogre Palm, again, very similar set. You basically run this on any Ogre Palm, Spiky Shield, Ivy Cudgel, Follow Me, and Hornleech. It's basically that's like the role it plays. Then you have Urshifu Dark here. No, I believe it's Urshifu Dark. It just says Urshifu, but it looks like Dark to me because it has Wicked Blow. Okay, yeah, it's Dark. Detect, Wicked Blow, Close Combat, Sucker Punch, Unseen Fist. It doesn't say Urshifu Single Strike or anything, so it kind of confused me. Then we have Whimsicott with Covert Cloak, Prankster, Terra Type Normal, Moonblast, Helping Hand, Tailwind, Encore. Again, the same Whimsicott you usually see, and it just is there to disrupt. Normally, though, you will see people, instead of Helping Hand, they will be running like Light Screen, but this team thought that the extra damage output was better, and it ended up working for them really well. Next up, we're going to look at the number 4 place, Andrew Figueras. He had a Koraidon team, which is super interesting, but the sauce on this team is that Umbreon. So Koraidon with Loaded Dice, Orichalcum Pulse, Fire type, Terra, Collision Course, Flare Blitz, Scale Shot, Protect, Loaded Dice. Loaded Dice has been one of those things coming up a lot. They kind of want to use it like a Regulation H, offensive, hyper offensive Dragonite kind of, but without the Tailwind or without the Haze, obviously. This is just more offensive, but the Scale Shot does the same thing, and it works really well for it. Umbreon is super bulky, and with that Moonlight, it retains so much health. So Foul Play, Taunt, Yawn, it can't be put to sleep by itself. It can't flinch because of Inner Focus, and then you have Moonlight. So this is like the perfect combination for both sleep and for both Fake Out, because it does everything that you need. Raging Bolt with Assault Vest, Terra Fairy, Thunderclap, Thunderbolt, Draco Meteor, Volt Switch. Really simple set, really common. You normally see them run a different item, but I like this use as well. Fluttermane with Focus Sash, you have Photosynthesis, Terra Fairy, Moonblast, Dazzling Gleam, Icy Wind, Protect. It's here to disrupt with Icy Wind. Dazzling Gleam to hit hard on both ends. You normally see Shadow Ball as well, but they went for Dazzling Gleam and Moonblast. And obviously makes sense because their Terra is Fairy. They want to do that extra Fairy damage. Ogre Palm Cornerstone, which is something that I personally like because of the ability Sturdy. It's like a built-in Focus Sash. You have Ivy Cudgel, Power Whip, Follow Me, and Spiky Shield. Same moves, only Power Whip on this one. I prefer to use Hornleech if I'm gonna, Hornleech. If I'm gonna run something else, it would be Woodhammer. Never Power Whip. In my personal opinion, it's not accurate enough to do, but it was consistent for them apparently, getting them the 4th place. And then Choice Band Entei goes hard. Terra Normal, Inner Focus, Choice Band again. Inner Focus prevents you from flinching, so doesn't care. Fake Out, it's not going to be stalled for a turn. You got Sacred Fire, Extreme Speed, Stomping Tantrum, Stone Edge. It's the basic set you see on it. Normally you just want to go Terra Normal, E-Speed everything because this hits so hard and it's priority, but I've seen you use Sacred Fire against the specific threats you have so often. Stone Edge is the only move that for me is personally not accurate enough, but again, it's on the winning set. We don't know exactly what they went for every time, but we know that they're here. The next thing that I want to look at is team number 5, the Luca Paz. After this team, we're not going to look at the rest, but thank you guys so much for being here and making it to the end of the video almost. So they won $1,000, which is pretty cool. 5th place, Ogre Palm Cornerstone, Sturdy, Power Whip, Ivy Cudgel, Follow Me, Spiky Shield. Again, really nice set. Raging Bolt, Assault Vest, Photosynthesis, Terra Electric, Thunderbolt, Draco Meteor, Thunderclap, Volt Switch, the basic Assault Vest set. We have Chi-Yu, which I didn't see enough Chi-Yu. I need more Chi-Yu. It's a really good Pokemon. Covert Cloak, Terra Water, Beads of Ruin, obviously. Snarl, Overheat, Heat Wave, Taunt. It does what it needs to do, deals a lot of damage, disrupts those things from setting up with Snarl, special attack. And then we have Taunt to stop things from, using status moves. Then we also have Fluttermane here with Fairy type, Terra type, Photosynthesis, Booster Energy, Moonblast, Icy Wind, Sunny Day, Protect, I believe it was Speed, Booster Energy. Then we have Koraidon with Clear Amulet. This is more of what you see on Koraidon because, again, it benefits like Cali Ice from not having its attack lowered. Collision Course, Flare Blitz, Flame Charge. Flame Charge does the whole speed thing either way, so you can run this, Flame Charge, or you can run the Scale Shot. I think Scale Shot might do more damage, and then you have some Dragon coverage, but they both boost the speed. Protect, obviously, for getting around things. The one thing that I see on this team that's kind of been overlooked, Ditto. I've seen a lot of Dittos popping up, and a lot of people have been wanting double restricted. Ditto is basically like double restricted because you can bring it in and copy the restricted Pokemon they have, and now you have two Pokemon double restricted. The cool thing about it is that it also has the Focus Sash, but I've seen people run Choice Scarf so they outspeed whatever they have coming in. I've seen people run Choice Band because then you use the most powerful move, usually can win you some games. It's a really interesting set, something that a lot of people are overlooking, I feel like, but has some high placements. It got some good high placements also at the last regional that they had in Birmingham, so I think it's an underrated mon. But that's going to be it for the top 5 teams. Thank you guys so much for watching. 600 players. Top players got a really good prize pool. As you guys can see, they got winner, Justin got $6,000. Finalist, the other Tang got $4,000. Semifinalist, $2,000. 5th to 8th place got $1,000. And 9th through 16th, $750. Not bad for a weekend of playing Pokemon with your friends. They also get booster packs and they get CP. And again, Justin has now won his invitation to the World Championships this summer out in Anaheim. So good luck to him there. Again, I am excited for him to keep playing. He's been playing really well. And I'm kind of like a new fan of him, considering I am fairly new into VGC. But yeah, see you guys in the next video.